When we used to go performing, he was alone all the time, but he wanted to always see if he can go out and dance with women, strangers. So he would go pick out somebody and say, "You want to dance?" And many, many times they would say no. He would come back to me upset, and I would tell him, stop doing that. You're just going to embarrass yourself. He said, "I'm going to try again." I'm like, "Don't do it. A lot of women don't like to dance with strangers." But he kept going. "Yeah, I want to dance. I want to dance." And mostly every time he would come back very mad because they didn't want to dance with him. And many times I would joke around with him and say, "You shouldn't do that, but you're going to embarrass yourself."
And do you feel, Tito, that kind of persistent rejection with women may have played a part in all this behavioral deficiency that developed inside him?
At first, I never thought anything of it until I started hearing all the news stuff about him. And thinking about it now, I'm like, it could be. Maybe he resented these women who didn't want to dance with him for whatever the reasons were. And it had been working in my mind. I said, maybe he started hating women. I don't know. But it could be part of it. Because I used to do when I first started performing, you want to go dance, and they say no to you. You're in front of a crowded room of people, and they're seeing you trying to take out a woman to dance, and they say no. That's very humiliating, very embarrassing. So I learned after a couple of times to stop doing that. Obviously, he didn't.
I mean, Tito, you knew Ariel Castro for 20 years. He was a bass player, you were a pianist, you played together for a long, long time. You lived on Seymour Street when you were a child. You've been to that house to unload instruments and so on as early as 2 years ago. You thought he lived alone. When you think back, though, were there any clues, any noises, strange things happening, stuff you heard that, when you think about it now with hindsight, make more sense?
When I went to his house 2 years ago, like I said, I sold him some appliances, and I thought we were going to take it down to the basement or maybe in the garage. He told me, "Let's leave the appliances in the driveway. You can help me with the small stuff and put it in the living room." I didn't think nothing of it at the time. And, I walked in the house, living room, helped him with the stuff. I saw his, his instruments and everything. I really didn't look around the house because I wasn't looking for clues. But now that I think of it, why did he want me to leave the washer and dryer in the driveway? He will get it later. So as I'm thinking now, I'm like, possibly he didn't want me to go in the basement or in his garage for whatever the reasons were. I mean, well, all these things coming out right now is making me